Welcome to the Hosehead Electric Brewery Control How-To series. I am Corey from Brewtronix.com. Today I'm going to show you how to fix your Strangebrew Elsinore software. Screw something up, you want to fix it, and sensors are gone, you're missing something, something's just not right. You want to rebuild your configuration. Right now it looks like I'm missing a sensor over here, the black sensor. So I want to fix this. I want to get it back to the way it was when you got it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click Shutdown Elsinore. Yes, shutdown. This is going to shut the server part of the software back off on the controller. So the server part is what hosts this web page and tells this what to do. If I close this and reopen it again, you'll notice that it's going to come up and say the site cannot be reached. That is because they shut the server part of the software down by clicking Shutdown Server over here. So now the server software is not running in the background. Important that you shut that down so we can fix the controller. Next part of the fix is pretty easy. We're going to open up our file manager. We're going to go to our Hosehead folder. And there's a couple of files in the Hosehead folder that we're going to just delete. First one is Elsinore.cfg. I'm going to right click, move to trash. Do you want to move it to trash? Yes. There's also a log file here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to move it to trash. Do you want to move it to trash? Yes. Okay. So at this point, if we restart the controller, it's going to bring us back up to our desktop screen. And since Strangebrew is set to auto start, it's basically going to auto start again. But what happened was we deleted that Elsinore.cfg file, and it's no longer in the Hosehead folder. But what's going to happen is it's going to automatically create that again by itself as soon as we open the software. So if I go back open to Chromium, it's going to show us Raspberry Pi 8080 controller, and it's going to show us all our probes by their default address, 28-28-28-. It's also going to show us our system core temperature of the CPU, and our switches and everything are going to be gone. So pretty simple. Just set it back up again. Show you how to do that. If I click on Hosehead again, you can see that Elsinore config file is still not there. What's going to happen is once I close this software by clicking Shutdown System or Shutdown Elsinore, then it is going to create that Elsinore.cfg file again and save it with the settings that we just put in here. So first thing we're going to do is go to our first sensor. We're going to click on it, and we're going to call this Element 1. Yellow sensor. This is going to be GPIO, all caps, 17, GPIO 17. This is a Hosehead 5BC electric brewery controller. If you have the older version, the GPIO is reversed. Could have been GPIO 27 instead of 17, depending on your model. The settings for all these GPIO information is always on the desktop in your files, but this is a 5BC. GPIO 117 is going to be Element 1. I'm going to hit Save Changes. Okay. Screen's going to refresh here in a second. And we have Element 1 yellow sensor. Next thing we need to do is click on it again. And once we click on it again, it's going to show us a heat tab that was not there before. So click on the heat tab, and then we're going to go in and define some PID settings. So I'm just going to give it the default of 2 and 18. And if you have custom settings for your system, you can definitely put those in now, but I'm just going to put in 2 and 18. Hit save changes. Okay. And then we're going to go to our second one. Element 2 blue sensor. This is going to be GPIO all caps 27. Save changes. And then we'll go back in again. Go to our heat tab. 2, 18, save changes. Third probe is going to be our black sensor. Call it whatever you like. Hit save changes. System is the CPU core of the Raspberry Pi. I usually hide it just to have one less thing on the screen, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click hide. Hit OK. Go up here and close this. As you can see, it did not hide it right away. It's still there, but if I go up here, click on this a couple times and hit enter, it's going to refresh the screen and it's going to disappear. Next thing I'm going to do is add my pumps back in. So I'm going to call this pump 1. GPIO 23 on pump 1 on a 5BC. Pump 2, GPIO 24. Save changes. Now, for some reason, Strangebrew always puts pump 1 here and pump 2 here until you either restart the controller or refresh it. As soon as it does that, it switches them around. I have no idea why. Never been able to figure it out, but it always puts pump 2 first and pump 1 last. Anyway, don't have an answer for that, but it still works. Pump 1, pump 2. Alright, so that's it. Basically, you're back in action. Go back in, set your set points again, hit OK. %. I'm going to actually show you what this does if you don't have any settings in here. I think I got to type zeros. So if I don't have any settings in here, or it's all set to 0, when I click on auto and set a temperature, it's going to say at 0 and remain at 0 forever, because it's not actually going to turn anything on. You have to have a PID setting in there for it to turn that element on. If you see 0%, it's because you don't have any PID settings in the software telling it what to do. As we put the settings back in, 100%, there we go. Alright, so when I click on shutdown Elsinore, this will shut down Elsinore. Are you sure? This is always the proper way to shut down Elsinore, either shut down Elsinore or shut down system. I'm going to hit yes, shut down, okay. And if we go back into our file manager, and where our Elsinore software is installed, you can see that it recreated the elsinore.cfg file. And that file right there is the file that has all your settings in it for your PIDs and your temperature sensor information linked to those PIDs, and the pump information linked to the GPIOs. All that stuff is stored in that one file. By deleting that one file, you basically eliminate the whole configuration and you can rebuild it from scratch. It also recreated the Elsinore log file as well. As you can see, I shut down the software, the server is no longer running, but if I restart the controller, it's going to restart the software in the background, and it's going to bring up the Strangebrew Elsinore configuration screen exactly the way we just figured it. Hope this tutorial helps somebody out there in interwebs, and have a great day.